So in this next part of the video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be adding the dangling here, and also I'll be showing you how I'm going to finish this part at the back here. So there are many options. You can just put on a cap, and attach a clasp. You can put on a press button or other different things. But here also you have many other different options. I'm showing you one of the ways in which I'm going to finish this one. So these are the materials that I have laid out for that. So this is one very large, it's a plastic accent dangle, and these are some pearls. These I think are about it should be 6 pearls, I think. These are just plastic pearls, not very expensive ones. I have some bead caps also. These are the same seed beads which I had used for the necklace, and this is the clasp that I'm going to use for this necklace. And I'm using this nylon thread. This is upholstery thread, and also I'll be needing a needle. So to begin, what I will do is I'll first finish the back part of it. So since I already have the thread here, so I'm going to use the same thread to attach the clasps also. I'll put on my needle and picking up one bead cap. So passing it over like this, and I have planned to put on a pearl, and then so I just want to decide which is going to, oh, this is going to be my, so this is going to be my front side. So on the right side I would like to have this part of the clasp, so I'm going to add this one. So here we could add about 1 or 2 seed beads and add this part of the clasp also, but yeah, I'm not going to do that here because I don't think I need that length, and I would be comfortably able to put it through here like this. Or maybe I think I should add 1 or 2 beads. So let me get a couple of seed beads. So I have 3 here. Let me get the same ones I used for the necklace. So I think I'll add at least 3 of them. I'm adding 3 seed beads here because I need that length for the for this part of the toggle to go into that. So that's why I'm adding the extra 3 seed beads there. Pass it through the toggle and go back into all of them now. So in this part, you see, you could even add new thread and do this one. Because I already had thread, I'm continuing to use that. But in case we don't have thread and you have cut it off, then you can even add new thread. So after coming to this point here, okay, so now we need to go down again through the tube. Okay, like this, and pass this thread back again in some other direction. And since we need to reinforce, I would like to take this up again in the same path as the first time. Go through the center of the tube, up the bead cap, through the pearl, and through all the 3 seed beads. But I guess here it will be a challenge because the needle is thick and then the thread is also thick. So I think I will change to a big eye needle here. I'm just looking for my big eye needle now. Okay, so I'll pass the thread through the big eye needle because that is thinner and it's easy to pass through the beads. So I'm going to go up the pearl and the seed beads. So in this time is the time when you have to reinforce all of them. So give it a nice tug so that the bead cap sits, properly on your tube. You could do this as we come down again also. Pass it through the seed beads again and into the toggle, and continue, go pass through the toggle and go back the same path once again. So that is good enough reinforcement. So just excuse if you can hear some construction noise and I'm not able to remove it in the edit. I guess you'll have to just excuse me because some construction work going on nearby. Okay, pass it back again. Yeah, at this time you can really tighten it up a little bit more. Go through the bead cap once again and again into the tube. So to go into the tube, I find it difficult to use the big eye needle because it's kind of flexible. So I need to again change back into my regular needle. It's a bit of a work, but that's the only way it works for me. So I'm back here. So I'm going to take it through the center of the tube once again. And I'll bring it out through the threads. Okay. So at this point, you can still tighten it up once again a little more as you feel comfortable. And now is the time to weave in the tail of this one in. Just pass it in multiple directions, only through the thread path, not through the beads at all. See, if you go through the beads, make sure that you bring it back. And once again. I think this much reinforcement is good enough for this, but if you want, you could go through it again once more up and down also. That's also a possibility. So now, since I'm happy with my reinforcement, I'm just going to take this thread and bring it out down somewhere here. I'm going to cut off this tail part. So this is one part of the clasp. I'll be doing the same thing on the other one, but what I will just not be doing is I will not add these 3 seed beads here because it's not necessary that I have the length there. So what I will be doing is just add the bead caps First put on the needle. I'll add a bead cap. Then I'll add the pearl. Okay, and maybe I could just add just one seed bead, or I may not add a seed bead also. So just only this much, this will also be just enough. So just for demonstration I'm going to show you. See, this will go into like this easily. Okay, and I wouldn't be needing seed beads here, so I won't be adding that there. And even if you add, it's not wrong, it will give you some more length. This already wants to sit with the mate. Add this, and then add the other part of the clasp. Go through it once or twice again like before, into the tube. Now this thread has to again go back again for reinforcing. So pass the thread in another direction, go up the center. See, make sure that you go through the center, because only then there will be good stability, and your work also will stay in the center. Once more through the clasp again. I am coming back here. And then I'll be going back into the tube. Okay, so this is the time where I have to really make sure that my work is really tight. You can pull it as much as you want here, and then we can finish off this part of the necklace. One minute. So when I've completed, this is how the clasps will look. Of course, there are other better ways of finishing it. If you have a better bead cap which covers this part of the chain, that would also be great. So I'm using what I have on hand, just giving you ideas about how I'm managing with the supplies that I have. So usually that is the way sometimes, or most of the times I manage and make it unique pieces, because I use mostly what I have on hand. Yeah, because I do have a lot of supplies. Yeah, I can tell you that. But I wouldn't go out to buy a specific bead cap for this, just because I don't have one which fits properly. But I would always manage with what I have on hand. Okay, now that done, we'll have to move to the bottom part here. Now for that, like I told you, I'm going to take this nylon thread now. So this upholstery 100% nylon thread, putting it on threading it onto my needle, and I'll take some sufficient quantity, like little more than what I would actually need, because I don't want to be stuck up in a place where I won't be able to do the threading properly. So to begin with, what I will first do is I'm going to take take one seed bead, and I'm going to pass it to the end, or almost to the end. Okay, I'm going to leave about 2 or 3 inches of the tail, and I'm just going to make it like a stop bead. Okay, I want this to be here because I'll show you why I need that. So now I need this top bead because I am going to start hanging the tassel or the from this center part here. See the center that you can see here, you can see a kind of a hole here, which is actually the center of the tube. So I'm going to pass my needle from here so that it comes out in this place, and this seed bead, the that I put on as a stop bead, will hold the thread from coming through, and because it's also of the same color, it will get hidden there. So for the moment this is still loose, I have not pulled it tight. Now I'm using this bigger bead cap to cover the edge of the tube like this, and then I'm going to take up another bead cap, pass it on and add it in this direction, and this plastic or acrylic nugget, pass the needle through the center of that and end it also with the bead cap, and to further add a little small dangle, I'm going to pick up one more pearl and another seed bead. So I don't need anything else here now, so I'm just going to move that away. So now this part, now see, this is what I've added here, and this is how it's going to look finally. Now to finish this, skip this seed bead, pass your needle through all of them to reach from where we started. So it is still loose, so do not worry about that now. Pass it back again without missing any of the components through both the bead caps into the tube again to reach the place where we started. Okay, so in this place here, see, so this is where we started, and I have this tail, the one which I added with the stop bead, that's also here, and this is the one that I reinforced it. So what I will now do is I am just going to pass this thread which came back, I'm going to pass it through that same thing once again, same seed bead once again, and tighten it up, because if there is, see, just tighten it up like that, because if there is something to hold for the thread to when I make the knots, it will be more sturdier. So this part, after putting it again through the stop bead that I had first added, I'm just going to tie up a knot here, just to make sure that they are fixed and they stay in place. Just going to pick it up in my hand to show you now. So making just another knot there. All this are going to be hidden inside the tube, so do not worry about that. So once I've made that knot, reinforced that knot here, I'm going to go back again. I'm going to take the same needle and thread back into the tube again to reinforce it once again. So now it could be a little cramped for place, so a little patience. Make sure that you come out only in the middle of the bead gap. See, this is still not in the middle. I'm passing it somewhere where it's not going through the middle. So try and pass it. Make sure that your needle comes out only from the middle. Okay. Go through this, all of them once again. I guess it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get this because the length of the needle is not the same as the length of this one, so I guess it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So what I will do is I will switch to a longer needle. So the longer needle in hand that I have is the big eye needle. So always big eye needle to the rescue for me. And my only challenge here is to get this big eye needle to open. Yeah, I could continue using the big eye needle, but then that is not so sturdy as the normal needle, so I don't find it easy to work with. So like I remember now, I have to go back for reinforcing. Okay, and make sure you come out in the middle. See, now I've come out of the nugget bead now. So carefully pass through the bead cap and come out of the pearl. Now pass through the seed bead and go back in the same direction once again. Here in this place we could even use metal wire and add the dangle, but I like the flexibility that is there with the nylon thread or with any kind of thread, whereas the metal part would be a little more stiffer, so I prefer using the nylon thread here. So let me see if I can take a tool and push my needle inside where I need to. Well, I'm not sure if I got it right or where my needle is at this time. Here, it's here. No, I've still not got it out of the nugget bead yet. So it's here. Just need to. No, it's better I pass it through that, but I want the needle in my control here, so I'm going to just try to take out this. I'll just do it off camera and come back to you. Oh, so here you see my needle was right here and I wasn't able to see that clearly. Okay, now I have come out of this and now I think I can take off this needle because I need a stable needle now. I'll take off my big eye needle and go back to my regular needle. I'm going to pass it through the bead cap and into the center once again so that it comes out where we started. Okay, so this reinforcement I guess is enough because it's nylon thread and we have reinforced it twice now. You can also do it once again if you feel the need to. And this thread which we have been adding here, you can now bury it or hide it between the places here. Just like how you would finish a bead crochet rope when you finish a thread, you know, you are going to do the same thing here. And if you want to, because this is still a very nylon thread is still thin, you could make a knot here also. Why not? I think if you don't pull the knot too much, there won't be much changes in the rope. So now this is done. So same way, this also I'll have to finish off in the same way. So add your needle here. This of course is not even necessary because we have really tied it up properly there, but you can't, since you can't leave the thread hanging like that, I would just like to pass the thread once or twice within the rope like this. And since my needle is a self-threading needle, I really do not have to worry much about the needle slipping out of the thread because I really find it a blessing to be able to use the self-threading needle, which is so easy. Here you go. So with that done, we have securely finished both the ends of that thread that we added. Here you can see a little bit here. Once you, sorry, my camera keeps shaking because it's very near to the level of where I'm working, so that's why it keeps shaking like that. So this is how so here you have the complete necklace. And other than the joining part or the size of the tube, sorry, other than the joining part, everything else is can be according to your choice. This can be any rope, you can add any kind of clasp, you can add any kind of dangle, or any kind of tassel or ready-made tassel also can be added. Everything else is possible. Here my focus was on how to join these two ropes together to add a dangle here. So with this I complete the tutorial for this, and as usual I want to thank all of you for patiently watching my videos and also for supporting me. Please do ask me questions in the comment section if you have any, and I request all who are watching my videos to please subscribe to my channel. as my analytics says that 80% of the viewers who watch my channel have not subscribed to my channel, so which is um, quite I feel sad about that, because if you really like something that you're watching, I wish that you would hit the subscribe button and support me. Thank you so much.